The key to aging gracefully? It's simpler than you might think. My journey has taught me that taking care of your health doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. It's about small, sustainable changes, whether that is your diet, lifestyle, or mindset. I suggest you take notes while watching this video because there is a lot of key information you're not going to want to miss. Some of this might seem simple, but it's not, like sugar. Everyone knows it's not good for you, but understanding why and what it does to you is your first line of defense against aging. If you want to know how to slow down the biological clock, listen carefully. Excess sugar intake causes a process called glycation. That's when sugar molecules attach to proteins like collagen and elastin in our skin. This creates nasty compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products, and they cause your skin to lose its elasticity and become saggy and wrinkled. Fruits are packed with a ton of important vitamins and minerals, but we're here to focus on one thing: antioxidants. They just might be the key, unlocking the secret of slowing down aging or stopping it entirely. But to understand why antioxidants are so powerful, you need to absorb the information in this video, internalize it, and let it help you make your daily choices. So let's talk about places where people do exactly that. And because they live long, it baffles scientists. I'm talking about blue zones. Geographic regions with the greatest longevity offer insights on extending our lifespan. These blue zones are filled with generations of people who consistently live to 100 or older. After deep analysis, here are some science-backed lessons from each region and small tweaks you can make to put a stop to aging. Okinawa has over 6 times more centenarians as the US does. Sweet potato is a staple crop for them, and it's packed with antioxidants. For you, I want you to start eating sweet potato 4 times a week to reduce inflammation. Okinawans also eat a plant-based diet, with vegetables being 50% of their intake. And Okinawans consume gumbo seaweed daily, containing fucoidan. Studies show that fucoidan has anti-tumor effects. For you, that means that you want to eat seaweed 3 times per week to get the full effect of this miracle food. Have you ever heard of the island of Ikaria in Greece? It's one of the world's blue zones, areas in the world where people live longer and healthier than anywhere else. One of the secrets of the Icarians' longevity, the residents are almost forced to keep active every day because they live in such a steep and rocky hillside. What researchers found is that daily walking uphill boosts heart health by up to 32%. Once you understand that heart disease is the #1 cause of death worldwide, it should be our primary focus to do whatever we can to take care of our hearts. In Sardinia, Italy, Sardinians have the highest rate of male centenarians. This is important because women on average live longer than men, especially when it comes to reaching 100 years old. So what's their secret? Strong social ties. In today's hyper-connected world, it almost feels ironic how so many of us feel more isolated than ever, especially young men. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state. It has tangible effects on our health. Loneliness raises health risks by up to 30%. Why is loneliness so detrimental? Well, it triggers stress responses in our body, leading to inflammation, weakened immune system, and even heart disease. Social interaction also reduces the stress hormone cortisol. Elevated levels of cortisol accelerates aging. Make this a habit and watch that stress you feel subside. Be proactive and the one to initiate this type of connection. In Nicoya, Costa Rica, daytime napping and slowing down is key. But not all naps are created equal. If you've ever woken up from a nap groggy and more tired than when you started, that is called sleep inertia. Research shows that you need to keep your naps between 10 and 30 minutes. Any longer, and it could lead to sleep inertia. During a nap, especially one that reaches rapid eye movement or REM sleep, the brain will process and store new knowledge. That's why taking time to de-stress improves cognition and happiness. For me, it's a good reminder that longevity isn't just about the number of years we live. It's about the quality of those years. And these blue zones show us that a life lived with purpose, community, and service is a life well lived. What is the human genome? Think of it as the software program that runs the human body. Over 3 billion DNA base pairs, each holding secrets about our traits, our health, and our lineage. Science can tell you whether you're likely to enjoy cilantro or not, like chocolate or not, or even if you prefer the taste of sweet or salty. And it's not just about taste. There's even a gene that determines if you're a morning person or a night owl. Another one can predict if you're likely to sneeze if you're suddenly exposed to bright light. For a long time, we believed that our genes were our destiny, that they held the intangible script of our lives. But here is where it gets fascinating. Epigenetics. A newer field of study shows that while our DNA sequence remains the same, the way our genes are expressed can change based on our environment and our choices. Yes, genes play a role in conditions like heart disease or diabetes, but it's not a fixed fate. Our daily habits, the food we eat, the stress we experience, even the air we breathe can influence how these genes behave. So how can we influence our epigenetics to take control? Regular workouts can lead to epigenetic changes that can boost our brain and reduce health risk. Meditation counters the molecular effects of stress at an epigenetic level. Toxins like tobacco and pesticides can harm our epigenome. You want to reduce your exposure to these and other carcinogens at all costs. Even sleep influences our epigenetic mechanisms. Stay connected. Positive interactions counteract the epigenetic effects of stress. Every choice counts. Let's make them wisely and influence our genes for the better. Our biology isn't static, it's dynamic, responsive, and, in many ways, malleable. We have more control over our health and lifespan than we once believed. You know, we've been talking a lot about overcoming our genetic hand, and while we've touched on diet and lifestyle, there is another area that many feel trapped by when it comes to their genes. That's hair loss. This is my brother Juan. Juan, tell us a little bit about why you're in this video.
I'm 35.
All right.
I'm losing a little bit of hair right here, so I have to do what I had to do.
You see, Juan wasn't ready to just accept his fate. So we reached out and we found the Vera Clinic, a renowned facility that specializes in FUE hair transplants. And thankfully, they're sponsoring this video and helping Juan with his hair loss. With modern science, like the services offered by the Vera Clinic, allows us to alter even genes we can't control. So we flew to Istanbul, Turkey. From the moment we landed, Vera Clinic rolled out the red carpet. Their team ensured a top-notch experience. And they went above and beyond, putting us in one of the nicest hotels in Istanbul, Turkey, which that in of itself was a plus. We got to visit the beautiful city, which is historic, with beautiful monuments and sceneries and scapes. So while yes, my brother and I were on the pursuit to combat aging any way possible, we did it in one of the most beautiful cities, giving us a mini vacation as my brother prepared to start his surgical procedure. Before we dive deeper into Juan's transformative journey, let's talk about something we can control, our daily routines. You understand that regular workouts can influence our genes now. First up, we're gonna do some push-ups as they target your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. Aim for 100. If that sounds like too much, don't worry. You can break it down into sets of 10. Next, we have sit-ups, which are great for your core. Again, aim for 100. And if you're a beginner, try sets of 10. When you do this, make sure you're engaging your core and you're not straining your neck. Lastly, squats. They work your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. And yes, you guessed it, aim for 100. In the same way, if that is too much, you can do sets of 10. When you do these, make sure you keep your back straight at all times and you keep your knees behind your toes. For those of you just starting out, you can spread these exercises throughout the day. For example, you can do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 squats every hour of the day for 10 hours to complete the total of 100 for each. Over time, as you build strength and endurance, you can increase your reps and combine them into a more intense circuit. Remember, it's not about where you work out, but how you work out. Commitment and consistency will get you results. Back to my brother. The day of the procedure, he was both anxious and hopeful. Vera Clinic, with their cutting-edge technology, made the entire process seamless. They did a procedure called FUE, or follicular unit extraction. It's revolutionary. It's about transplanting individual hair follicles into balding areas. The results? Astounding. Thanks to VeriClinic, my brother not only has the power to alter his genome, but also increase his confidence at will. While this looks simple, I want you to understand that FUE hair transplant is truly cutting-edge technology. The process was seamless. My brother started by coming in and getting measured. As you can see, they're lining up his hairline to making sure it looks balanced for his facial proportions. Then we move on to shaving his hair, and of course, I had to do the dirty work. But my guy looks good either way. Finally, he goes into the surgery procedure, which takes around 5 to 6 hours. But the most incredible part to me was post-operation, where in the span of a few hours post-operation, he was fully functional and was able to travel back the next day, comfortably and already recovering. And as you can see today, the results are drastic. And there you have it. From workouts to meditation and breakthroughs in science like the ones provided by VeriClinic, we have the tools to craft our own story, defying even our genetic hand. Red light therapy might seem like the latest wellness trend, but its roots trace back to ancient civilizations. They recognized the healing power of light. Today, we've harnessed that power in a more concentrated form. Red light therapy, a gift to ourselves. NASA, in the early 90s, found that red light could significantly accelerate the healing of wounds in space. Seriously, as one of the most exciting findings, a study from the Journal of Photochemistry and Photobiology found that red light can extend the lifespan of certain organisms. Beyond that, red light therapy has been shown to reduce inflammation, a key factor in chronic diseases and aging. By addressing inflammation at the cellular level, we're potentially reducing the signs of aging. Red light therapy is a game changer you can do right at home. It's all about using devices that emit red or near infrared light, which can rejuvenate the skin by stimulating collagen and even promote hair growth. And it's not expensive. You can do it at home. Go on Amazon. You can buy light bulbs for around $50 that emit the red light, put it on a regular lampstand, and then just do 10 to 20 minute sessions daily from the comfort of your home. You want to make sure you position it around 6 to 12 inches from your skin or scalp and do between 10 and 20 minute sessions. 3 to 5 times a week is optimal. And let's not forget the skin. The largest organ we have gets a major boost in collagen production, which means fewer wrinkles and more elasticity. This is what overall cellular vitality looks like. But if red light is so good for us, what about the opposite? How many times have you checked your social media today? We are surrounded by a sea of blue. The question is, at what cost? A Harvard study found that even a short burst of blue light in the evening can suppress melatonin production, disrupting our sleep cycle. Everyone knows that your late night scrolling could be robbing you from your restful sleep. But when you combine that with what we've learned from blue zones when it comes to resting, blue light starts to actually look dangerous, because it's not just about sleep. The American Macular Degeneration Foundation has raised alarms about blue light's potential link to retinal damage and even macular degeneration. Imagine that. The very screens that we rely on for work, connection, and entertainment could be ruining your vision, your blood pressure, and your cognitive function. And you know what? Our skin, our protective barrier, isn't safe either, because it turns out blue light is actually aging us faster. Research from the Journal of Investigative Dermatology suggests that blue light exposure can increase the production of free radicals on the skin, accelerating the aging process. So yes, your devices are contributing to those fine lines and wrinkles. Your skin is the first red flag in the fight against aging. So what can you do to protect it? Consider using screen filters, blue light blocking glasses, or even just using the night mode in your devices in the evening. Small changes can make a big difference. In the digital age, it is essential to find balance, embrace technology, but also know when to step back. Shield yourself and prioritize your health. Eat more veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds, foods that influence gene expression. Limit sugar and processed foods. Engage in stress-relieving activities like meditation, yoga, and spending time in nature. Prioritize sleep and rest. Stay socially and spiritually connected. Volunteer in your community. Use tech wisely. by limiting blue light exposure and taking screen breaks. And as I always preach on this channel, small, substantial changes will compound over time. That's it for me. That is how you reverse aging. I'm gonna leave you 2 more videos here to continue to level up in life. See you boys next time.